It's exam week and I want to bring y'all along with me to show you how I navigate balancing everything as I prepare for this accounting exam. Good morning, guys. It is Monday, September 9th. It might be 6:35. I've been up since 4:30-ish, getting that good accounting studying in. Basically, it's exam week and I want to bring y'all along with me to show you how I navigate balancing everything as I prepare for this accounting exam. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Heaven. I'm a 25-year-old toddler mom based in St. Pete, and I'm learning to find balance and build discipline in my life. I work full-time. Like I said, I am a mom, and I am also an MBA student enrolled in UF's online MBA program. At the end of this week, I will be taking my very first exam in this program. It is for my financial and managerial accounting class. I feel good about the content and the concepts. Like, I could have a conversation with people about them, but I don't feel good enough to be tested on them. Like, when I get a question, I'm like, oh, I get this. This is going to be like one of two things, but when you're being tested, you need to know which one of the two things it's going to be. So I'm going to use the rest of this week to practice, lock in, and get my life together. So when I say lock in, that means limited and minimized scrolling, maximizing every moment of free time that I have, maybe sacrificing a little more rest than I typically do, but it's all gonna pay off. It's all gonna pay off. So like I said, this morning, I woke up around 4:30, I was studying, but I have to be transparent and honest with you guys. We're being tested on chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, and 14. Yesterday, our homework was due for chapter 11 and 12. I just finished reading chapter 12. I did the homework and the practice, but I just finished reading because I watched the lectures and I'm taking my notes. My process is like to read, take notes, then watch the lectures and do the questions. I realized she doesn't really add much in the lectures that I find like super helpful, so I just read it myself. I haven't really gone to office hours the way that I need to, but I've watched the recordings a little bit, and like my cohort is really good. There's one girl in there, she's just on top of it. Like, she's going to like every office hour. But anyways, I'm taking notes on chapter 12 right now from my reading. Today, throughout the day, and at the end of the day, tonight, I'm gonna read chapter 14, do the practice and homework, because that's due Saturday, and the exam window is Friday and Saturday. There's also still life that I have to do, so I obviously have to go to work. This evening, my daughter's school is actually having an open house, so I'm going to that. Also, my daughter goes to gymnastics, and it's on Wednesday evening starting this week. And then Thursday, I'm meeting up with one of my cohort members who lives nearby, and we're gonna have a 1-hour study session. I haven't been in school since 2019, haven't had to study since probably before that, but this is it. I'm here, it's happening, and I'm excited. So I'm gonna see if my coffee's ready and go finish making my lunch and breakfast, and then probably Kobe will wake up in the next 30 minutes. So yeah, then we'll head to school and work. I'll see y'all later. Bye. I'm at work. It's lunchtime. I have my lunch over here. I have my laptop and my notes, so I'm gonna spend my lunch hour continuing to read and take notes on these final chapters, and hopefully have this done by the end of the day. And then this evening, I can just work on finishing up my homework for the final chapter and then move into properly studying for the exam. Hey guys, it's Tuesday, almost 8 o'clock. My daughter and I just got home not too long ago. The last time we talked, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, I was going to work and I was telling you that I was gonna study. Last night, I did get some studying done. I forgot to record. I was just so in the zone, but I stayed up kind of late, which then made me wake up a little bit later today. I gotta get my handle on—
Gotta work tomorrow.
Yes, I have to go to work tomorrow. I gotta get a better handle on balancing, staying up late and waking up. Some people can get by on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I'm not saying that that's what I want to do on a regular basis, but I am saying that more hours are needed awake these days. So I've got to figure that balance out. But I did study, read a good chunk of chapter 14, and then I started watching the lectures. I finished the lectures today on my lunch break at work. Started the practice. The first few problems I got pretty easily. I gotta get these ratios down. There's so many ratios. I will put the sheet on the screen that shows you all the ratios that we have to know for this exam because it's really intense. I'm not done with chapter 14 yet, but it is Tuesday. My goal was to finish chapter 14 today-ish, and then I really wanted to do the practice exam, or at least get halfway through it tonight. So what's looking like what's going to happen is I'm going to finish the chapter 14 practice and homework tonight, maybe do some exam questions, definitely do exam stuff, practice exam tomorrow, and then I still have Thursday and Friday to really lock in on memorizing ratios and reworking the practice problems on the exam, on the practice exam. I feel like my plan is still solid and I still baked in some kind of buffer in here for myself, but the biggest thing is pushing past feeling tired, knowing that I need to do well on this exam. The grade you get on the exam matters not as much as how you do compared to your classmates. So I'm like, well, what if everybody does really bad? If we all just do really bad, that'd be great for me. But I don't want to speak that. I've got 4 days until I take the exam. Saturday morning. I'm pretty close to being done with the final chapter. I'm aware of what's in it, so I feel good. I also have some other obligations I need to handle, like tomorrow after work, she has gymnastics. I do some social media consulting and I have a deliverable that's due tomorrow. And then my jobby job, and then relationships with friends and family and all that. But this week, all of that has to go by the wayside. It's times like now that I'm like, was going back to school the right thing? And the answer is still yes, but you know, when you're in the thick of it, you're very much in the thick of it, so yeah. Hi guys, I am just over halfway done with the practice. There's 15 questions. And then I'm gonna finish the homework and then I'm gonna go to bed. Your girl is tired. Practice test is not happening tonight, but that is okay because tomorrow is Wednesday, so I still have time. I could do it, and then I have my study sesh Thursday. I'm making it, but I feel really comfortable with these concepts. The only problem is you just have to memorize the formulas, and there's no way around that. I'm taking it back to like pre-algebra where they had you like write out all of your work. Like those are some of the best practices that are working for me. So I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll check back in the morning. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I just pulled into my parking spot at work. This morning wasn't super like chaotic or hectic with my daughter or anything, but she wasn't being a terribly good listener. We ended up making a smoothie for breakfast, and I made a little acai bowl, and she had some sausage and eggs, and I washed a little bit of dishes. I did not make coffee, so I am trying to decide if I'm going to go buy some coffee from a coffee shop and like treat myself, or if I'm gonna like go in, do some work, and then treat myself after I've done a little bit of work and then go to a coffee shop, or if I'm gonna just drink water and not have coffee today. I don't feel like I need it, but I'm getting to the point now where it's kind of just part of my routine to have coffee, and I would like a little pumpkin spice bevy. My intention today is to do the practice exam. I did finish all of my chapter 14 homework in practice, so that's good. I feel pretty confident. Chapter 14 I feel pretty good about. I was worried, but I feel good about it. It's just remembering and memorizing all of the ratios. Like that is just what you have to like do. You have to memorize all of them. Between now and Saturday, I'm gonna work on that. I have note cards. When I was doing the practice, I was writing every formula or ratio, equation, whatever, before I did the problem. So that's what was happening there. For this class, you have to read. You can't just watch the lectures because there's a lot in the book, but I feel like that expounds further. Like what she does is kind of summarizes. It is accurate and it is helpful, but in the first chapter, the first module, I was so glad that I read the book because I'm like, oh, I did the homework. I'm like, there's so much that she didn't super go in depth on. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go into work. I'll touch base with y'all later today. Hello, happy Thursday. I've got my Celsius because your girl is tired. I made a bunch of note cards I want to show you guys. I just added some, like, I was gonna just do like key terms and like formulas, but I added some concepts on here too because I'm like, I need to know the cause and effect. Like for adjusting entries, I added like, okay, when you're converting assets to expenses, what do you debit and what do you credit, and for all the different adjusting entries. So I did some of those things as note cards as well, just to quiz myself and make sure I'm aware of like, okay, so when you have this thing, this is what needs to happen, because the question is probably going to ask what is going to be the balance of an account after you adjust the entries. And I need to know, I was looking at the practice practice exam. I need to know that you debit or credit a certain thing to how that affects the balance. So I need to just make sure I'm really tight on those, because right now I am not. So today after work around 5:30, the professor's gonna have office hours. I'm definitely gonna tune into that. I don't even know what I would ask necessarily. I just have to commit this stuff to memory. And then I'm gonna meet up with my cohort member, like I told y'all earlier. I texted her this morning. She had something going on after work, so we were gonna meet around like 8, but that thing that she was gonna do is like moved up a little bit, so we might meet a little bit earlier. I don't really know how I feel right now. I kind of feel like it's like game time, even though I still have 2 full days. And thankfully this evening my daughter is going with her godparents, so I really can stay up as late as I need to or do whatever I need to. Tomorrow, obviously work. After work, I gotta get my daughter, but I could ask someone else to keep her so I can like use some extra time for studying. I haven't done any economics this week, not even a little bit. Our professor graded some assignments and there was chatter in our group chat, in our cohort group chat. I jumped in there and entertained the chatter for a little bit, but I was like, I can't even think about this right now. Like, I can't even play with economics with him right now. I'm gonna have to come back to him a Saturday afternoon after I've taken the exam, or maybe even Sunday. That's where I'm at with it. Very sleepy, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna do amazing. I'm gonna do great. I'm gonna be fine. I just need to do the work. I just need to do it. That's really all it takes. I just have to do the reading and the studying and execute. So I'm gonna go into work and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, I just left work. It's a little after 5. I stayed later than I planned today. But yeah, I was watching office hours recordings and I just learned that my professor just had a baby. I have opened a bunch of the ones because she has them in like a grid from the date that they took place and like with a little note about what was discussed. So I just opened a bunch in a new tab. So I don't even know which one that she said that on, but she was basically saying that like the week or so prior, she had just given birth to her 2nd child. And I'm like, are you back at work? You better than me. Let me shut up. I didn't mean that in like a derogatory way. I just thought that was pretty like, I don't know, I thought it was cool that she's just, but then again, she's a virtual teacher. Maybe she has in-person classes too. I'm not sure. I learned that I was looking at some of the review between her and the student assistant, and that was really helpful. I kind of just had it in the background as I was doing some other work. And then I had started doing reworking some of the homeworks. I had initially started doing practice, but then I remember she said to just focus on doing the homeworks because the homeworks are like copy and paste of the practice and they're kind of cherry picked for what's more important. So I was reworking those, and there were a couple of concepts that I really needed to brush up on. Like, I know them, but they just are not fresh in my mind. So I'm glad I was doing that. I'm on my way to the Kava bar to meet up with my classmates. And good news, she's actually able to meet a little earlier. The thing that she had to do was moved up. I texted her, we're meeting a little bit earlier. So it's like 5:10 now. Office hours start at 5:30. I really wanted to stop and get some boba, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get the boba and then like buy something at the coffee shop too, because you can't just go to the Kava bar. You can't just go in there and not buy nothing. That's like poor taste. So I'll just buy something there. Maybe we can do me like a little chai. So yeah, that's what's happening. I want to finish some homework questions as practice. I don't know if my classmate did the practice exam. I needed to ask her that, so maybe we'll work through that together. We haven't really set a plan, but I just feel like it'll be nice to talk to somebody about these concepts, somebody who also understands, rather than just like a friend who like isn't also taking it with me. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll check in when I get there. Hey guys, so I am at Muddy Waters Kava Bar. Office hours ended not too long ago. I stayed on the whole time. I asked a question or two. A couple people joined, asked a question or two. We went over some stuff from like earlier chapters, which I'm really glad we did, because those are the foundational things that make up the later things. Kind of just escapes your mind over time when you start learning more material, so it was good. And I actually got to meet the professor and talk to her, and I haven't done that. I feel like I know her, but she obviously doesn't know me, so I found that really valuable. It is blazing hot. I don't know when my classmate's getting here. I'm gonna touch base with her soon, but if she decides not to come, I'm gonna go home because it's hot. Or maybe I'll go inside. I should go look and see if there's seating inside, but I doubt it because people keep coming out here. I feel stronger on some concepts, but the practice still needs to continue. So we'll be doing some practice exam stuff. I started doing Honor Lock, the setup for that, which is the online proctoring system, but I'm having trouble thinking because it's so hot. I also treated myself to a sweet treat. I have a pecan pie bar. This is so not in accordance with anything I'm supposed to be doing health and fitness wise, but I think I earned it. It's very good. It is very good. Yeah, it's hot. I wish I had on a tank top. little after 6:30 now. I'm gonna reach out to my classmate, see what her plans are, what time she thinks she'll be here. And if she's changed her mind, I'm gonna go home, take a shower. But I'm gonna study. I gotta get at least 2 solid hours in. At least 2. Yeah. Grand Rising friend, I'm about to get up and get ready for work. I would be lying if I said to y'all that I stayed up super late or got up earlier this morning and studied. I did do that, but I was scrolling. I'm not proud of that, but I have to be honest, that's the whole part of me doing this journey and telling y'all what's going on. So I realize that these are behaviors that I'm going to have to nip in the bud. Behaviors and habits I'm going to have to nip in the bud. And I need to be a little more, is the word judicious, about my time and my socialization with friends and acquaintances and to some degree family and the person I'm in a relationship with right now, because I'm already seeing that I'm still too comfortable and I've got to lock in because I still have another accounting exam this term and I've got that econ exam, which is going to kick my behind. I already know it. When I met with my classmate last night, the one thing we talked about was our strategies for recovering after this exam for the remainder of this term. My plan is after this exam immediately to just dive into the next couple of chapters. So there are playlists that we watch, which are essentially lectures, and then there's embedded questions and response to things you have to do. So I'm like, I can just watch those straight through just to get them done with because they're graded, but it's just by completion. But I get most of my knowledge of the material from the book, reading and taking notes anyway. So what I think I'm going to do, also my classmate had the printed book and I think she said it was like $30 something, 30 or 40. I think I might want to get it just because like I have a book in my hand and I prefer to read that way. However, it's a huge book and I don't want to be bringing it all the time. But I could just pull out the chapters that I need and put it in a binder. Actually, that's definitely what I'm gonna do. Order when I get done doing this. Yeah, so I'm gonna get ahead on the lectures as soon as the exam is over. So I wanna get 2 weeks ahead so I can lock in deeply on economics and really grasp those concepts because I'm struggling. It's bad. A lot of people are struggling, but I looked at the grade distribution. Not everybody's struggling as much as they want you to believe they're struggling, but I'm in like the top probably 75%. So how he does grade distributions, I think I'm slated to get a B+. You know, when I did this program, I was like, this is my opportunity to try harder than I did in undergrad. I'm gonna get all A's. Now I'm like, a B+ is fine. I can live with a B+. Anyway, let me get up and get ready for the day and I'll see y'all later. It is 5:18. It's still Friday and what did I do? So I printed out this study guide that one of my classmates created. I believe she said she pulled some practice problems from like the end of chapters from our book because some people have been asking on the office hours that I went to, and I think I've seen it in a couple of the recordings and in the chat that people wanted some more practice beyond just a practice exam, because it's like you take it a couple times or you take the same problem, it's like you need to really test it because you know the answers at that point. So she pulled some problems from the book and put them into a little document, which I'm like, this is amazing. I did the practice exam. I got an 81 out of 100 and I'm not mad at that. The problem is I did utilize my notes. So I have a couple concepts written down here that I plan to brush up on, which include adjusting entries, closing entries, the order financial statements are prepared, although I know now that it is income statement, statement of retained earnings, and then balance sheet. So maybe I'll just like do that. Then I need to review, what is this? EPS. What does that stand for? Whatever EPS stands for. I can't think of it right now. That's not good. Book value per share versus issue price per share, and then after closing trial balance. I also have my index cards that I need to, you know, just review and brush up on, which many of them will cover some of these things, but these are the things that I, you know, need to work more on. So I'm just gonna, I have to go do a couple things. So my daughter is with her godparents. I gotta go get her. There is a wake and a fish fry that I am going to pass by. One of my family members passed away, so I'm gonna stop by there. I just paid a few bills. I'm feeling so adult right now. Like, it's a lot going on today. I paid some bills. I ordered some stuff for my daughter's room off of Amazon. That was like a little treat for myself for like finally finishing a practice exam. But I do feel better about the content. I want to double down and just get firmer on it. I did realize though that for my economics class, I was supposed to review the marginal analysis concept because tomorrow afternoon I'm meeting with my group and we were talking about the project last week and I contributed zilch. Gun to my head right now, if you told me to do a marginal analysis, I got nothing for you. Bring the flowers. Song singing and flower bringing is going to be happening. I can't do anything. Maybe I'll look into that tomorrow. I mean, hopefully I can stick with my plan of doing the exam between 9 and 10. I don't anticipate I'll take the whole 3 hours, but I'm gonna give myself that time. So 9 and 10, I finish between 12 and 1. I can review some marginal analysis before our meeting at 3. I just got invited to a birthday get together at like this wine bar, and I would really love to go, but A, I don't need to be spending money. B, I really should be spending time on my studies or going to the gym or hanging out with my daughter, doing some laundry, or you know what I mean? So this is one of those times where it's like, oh, fun, but no, books. We need to get it in books. I'm about to go change my clothes, get ready to go, and then I'll come back later tonight, and the studying never stops, okay? I need to be sponsored by Celsius because she's about to get me going tonight, okay? Hello, rise and grind. It is test day, it is Saturday. It's a little after 9:30. I just made me a little chai latte and I made me a little oatmeal, and I'm getting my last little bit of review in. So I made this sheet of all the key concepts that I think I need to know. It has a little bit less than what the professor provided in her review, because let me just show y'all really quick. She had made these end of chapter review things for us, like at the end of each chapter pretty much. These are uploaded like with our lectures. There's a good chunk of stuff from here that I did not transfer over here because I already get it. So that's good news. So yeah, I just want to spend some more time reviewing this, and then a lot of the concepts on here are replicated in my index cards. Now you'll notice this stack is a lot thinner than that entire stack of index cards, so they're in my room, but I know those, I'm good on those. This is the study guide that one of my cohort members put together, end of chapter examples that are similar to the ones that we have in the homework, so just some more practice opportunities. I'm not gonna do this whole thing because I really only have like 30-45 more minutes till I want to just get started with this thing, because I feel like I'm just prolonging it at this point, but I just want to make sure I have and know everything that I need to know. That's really it. I mean, it's testing day. It's test day, so it's gonna happen whether I like it or not. I feel good. Like in the last day or so, I think some things that were a little shaky have really begun to solidify. And even if I don't fully understand the concept entirely, I think I have a stronger grasp in some parts of how to get to the answers that I need. That's really important. My exam is officially over. I just pressed submit. I FaceTimed my friend to debrief a little bit, and now I'm here with y'all. I really feel like I did well. I don't know if I got an A, but I do want to feel like I did better than maybe half the class. Like I think I'm in the top 50% for sure, maybe top 40 if I'm being a little. But then I'm also like, it was definitely easier than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't like easy, but it was easier than I expected. With that being the case, I suspect that other people probably did really well too. I don't know. Comment below what grade you think I got on the exam, and I'm gonna put it on the screen now. Obviously, recording this video, I don't know what it is yet because the professor is going to go and review the recordings from Honor Lock and like curve the grade if necessary. People didn't do so hot on certain questions or whatever, so I don't know what it's gonna be. I hope by the time that I get this video edited and put together and post that it's something cute. You know, I would love an 8 or a 9 in the front digit of the percentage of this grade, but it's in God's hands now. I've done all I can do. Anyways, if you hung out with me all week through the end of this vlog, let me know what your study methods are or have been in the past when you were in school. I've got 2 more exams to go in this term and several more through the end of this program, so I'm happy to get all of the help that I can receive. But I will see y'all next time. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye.